Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. I've called the overall topic this week, Advent Lullabies to Wake You Up. And we've been looking at songs sung in the Bible that speak of God's amazing activity to save us. And maybe I use the word lullabies a little facetiously. At Christmas time, we tend to be thinking about the Christ child in the manger, so our thoughts are on babies whom we normally sing lullabies to. However, what we have seen so far are anything but quiet, peaceful songs to go to sleep by. Rather, they have been rousing songs of praise, pointing God's activity to save us and waking us out of our lethargy and inviting us to join in praising God. But if there is any song we are going to look at this week that might be considered a lullaby, the song today might be it. Well, at least it is sung to a baby, but I'll have to say that it's probably the only thing lullaby-like about it. Today we want to focus on two fairly enigmatic people in the Bible story, Simeon and Anna. Simeon's story is really not complex. It's found in the early chapters of Luke as Joseph and Mary bring an 8-day-old baby, Jesus, to the temple to be dedicated to God. Simeon had lived a very faithful life, and he yearned deeply for the coming of the Messiah. God had promised Simeon that he would not die until he had indeed seen the Messiah. By this time, however, Simeon had grown very old. Nevertheless, he spent each day in the temple looking for the Messiah. Somehow, when he saw the baby Jesus, he knew. He knew that at long last his waiting and the waiting of the whole world was over. All those who had been holding their breath, waiting for God to act, could exhale and relax. In this baby, the Messiah had come. Actually, you probably know the song Simeon sang pretty well. It's called the Nunc Dimittis, and it goes like this. Lord, now let your servant depart in peace, according to your word. For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared in the presence of all peoples, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, and for glory to your people Israel. It's a song of praise to God for the salvation for Israel, salvation for all people, light, revelation, and glory. It's a song praising that the long-awaited action of God to save God's people has come. But that's not the only song that happened that day. But the other song is one we don't have. You see, Simeon was not the only old person in the temple that day. Anna was also there, and this is how Luke speaks about her and what she did. There was also a prophet, Anna, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher. She was of a great age, having lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, then as a widow to the age of 84. She never left the temple, but worshipped there with fasting and prayer night and day. At that moment she came and began to praise God and to speak about the child to all who were looking for the redemption of Jerusalem. So you see, Anna also responded in a song of praise to God, telling everyone about what God was doing in this child. We don't have her words, but perhaps we share her heart. Here, in the early days of Advent, our heart rejoices too in what God is doing. Our long-held breath can be released, and a new, refreshing breath taken in. God is doing a new thing. Our eyes have seen the salvation God has prepared for us. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.